Well, hello everybody out there. I'm Melissa here from S.P.I.R.I.T, and we are on another adventure today. I'm still in the sad COVID times. We are participating in good social distancing, lowering the number of participants in the home, and
nothing within 6 feet of you.
Yeah, no humans in within. There's a kitty cat within 6 feet of me, but that is perfectly fine.
That is allowed.
Yeah, I'm not going to put a mask on the cat. So we're doing a lot of the social distancing, and obviously when we're in tight quarters, I do have the proper protective gear in those maybe tighter, narrower areas or smaller rooms. And we're in North Highlands today. We are here to assist a really sweet family, just get to the bottom of a little energy, some things that they feel and sense and pick up on, just to validate, maybe to get a little clarity, and just ensure that the energy of the home is in fact good, positive, the direction they want it to go, and just keep it a really loving and safe space for them and for their pets. They're sweet little felines, their little village of felines. They want to have a nice, safe space too. So we're here to give them that little leg up, that little extra validation, that little bit of comfort that they deserve, so they can continue to enjoy their home as a family and continue to feel safe in their space. So we will be conducting a full blessing at the end of this as well, just to make sure the energy stays at that appropriate level. Especially when we break out all of the gear, I am clearly never one to be a paranormal monitor. I like to rectify any situation, and also if we go in and kind of poking around and stirring up energy, it is of course kind and appropriate to return the home the way we found it and bring it to a nice grounded and positive level. So that is what we will be doing here today. We're going to do a cold walkthrough. We are going to use the meters, probably some structured light sensor work, and we're going to have to really be careful and debunk frequently with that. There are a lot of kitty cat towers that these will mismap, so we're going to make sure that when we're pointing in these particular directions, that we're not pointing right at the towers. Sure. We're going to look for hits that aren't pointed at structures like this. We're looking for stuff that maybe against bare walls or maybe sitting on a couch, that kind of stuff that would be much more accurate.
I know you'll call it if we map a cat tower.
Yeah, no,
if you don't, I will.
I will be debunking, and you know, and that is a big part of what we do as well, is debunking things in a home that simply aren't paranormal or could make you feel like it's paranormal, but is actually something with a really good rational explanation. We want to validate their activity because they do feel energy in the space. But we also don't want to get everybody all riled up for something that, okay, it's just a light switch that maybe needs a little tightening. That's giving off some energy, might make you feel a little creepy. We look for that kind of stuff as well. So some of the stuff I'm initially feeling in the space, getting a lot of heart palpitations and a lot of stressful, anxiety-provoking energy going on. And I'm not sure if that's from the living or if that's like a residual type of thing, but it's some sort of like a chronic anxiety type of energy in the home. Manageable for the most part. There are at least 3, possibly 4 souls that I'm feeling, but they're not all the way stepping forward. There is an older gentleman that is coming forward that is connected to a younger female energy. He's a little taller than me, not by much, whitish grayish hair, and he is connected to a female probably in her 30s, and so they're kind of walking around the space a little bit, and there's a couple other souls that I'm sort of feeling too, that I'm just trying to get a beat on. There is another male and possibly an older female as well, but they're kind of standing to the back just a little bit. But the younger female and that older male are very much more to the forefront for me right now. So I'm going to explore them a little bit as we do the walkthrough and just see where they're taking me, where they're navigating me. She's particularly loud. She's like, yes, I am. She's got a little spice to this gal. She's got a lot of fire, a lot of spice, a lot of spunk, very type A, very like busy. She's an interesting soul, very interesting soul. But But I struggled. I really struggled. I really tried to keep on top of things. I really tried. There's a lot of apologeticness with her. She tried a lot. And feeling a little bit abdominal discomfort, a little something going on abdominally, a little tightness and pressure with her. She's got an amazing amount of passion and drive and stubbornness, a very beautiful stubbornness. Always helping people, always standing up for what she believed in and what was right. And that older gentleman is the one that came for her. So they're definitely connected somewhere. I don't know where in the tree they're connected, but those two are connected. The other male seems to be just sort of a little bit grumpy, but he's like, I'll talk to you when I feel like it. I'm gonna go. And he's like, he walked outside. And he's like, gonna do something outside. I don't know what he's got going on. So we'll explore these souls. We'll just kind of see where they go. You know, kind of where they lead us, and kind of just work with that energy. So let's take a walk. I'm gonna invade your space. All right. It's an interesting sensation in here. It's a weird sharp pain in my head, almost like headaches or like, I feel like pressure in the head, pressure, yeah. Something almost like pressure on the head, in the head. A little bit of the sensation of feeling somebody walking through the space, Somebody repeating a pattern of checking and checking. Somebody comes in here and checks. Are you safe? Are you good? Are you know, there's a repeat of somebody coming in to check the safety. I still feel like there is some sort of psychokinetic or intuitive energy in the space, and I'm not sure. I haven't pinpointed it all the way yet. I just feel like this energy of anxiety is launching out and equaling phenomena in the house. And I don't know if this is coming from a living person or a deceased person. I can't quite pinpoint it just yet, but I feel like this sensation of anxiety is manifesting as part of the phenomena. That would be like things knocking, moving, footsteps, seeing shadows, motion and auditory phenomena being created partially by the other side, but partially by psychokinetic phenomena is kind of a little bit what I'm being told in here. That's what they're telling me. So it's an interesting piece of artwork.
Yay, scullies.
Yeah, we like the skulls.
We like scullies. That's real pretty.
Yeah, there is a deep creativity and sometimes isolation, desire to fit in, wanting to be accepted, finding the right lane, and there's a lot of that kind of energy that I'm feeling. What is that? I keep hearing, almost like I hear a female voice talking to somebody in this space. Where's that energy coming from? Somebody comes in here and almost hums. It's like a hum, like a humming to sleep type of sound. Okay.
Very interesting.
And let's move. What is that? Hi, kitty.
That is an interesting space there, isn't it?
There'll be a lot of me just having confused looks on my face because I'm trying to feel energy. So there's going to be a lot of that.
Sure. A lot of perplexed looks.
I'm like, what am I feeling? Why am I feeling it? It doesn't necessarily mean there's anything wrong. It just means I'm trying to explore energy. A lot of there's definitely like, I feel like, sounds.
stuff going on.
Like I hear like that sound of like a, something opening and closing. I'm like, well, it's probably just the cat.
Yeah, probably just the kid.
And that's it. But sometimes it's not the cat. Is it? Is it you? Are you making sounds? Kitty's like, no.
Not owning up to that. Nope.
I didn't do it.
Didn't do nothing.
Wow.
I'm just cute, and here I am, and there it is. Yeah, there's definitely some auditory phenomena.
That's funny. Now, where you're standing there, or where you were standing there,
Yes.
maybe some of these houses were built in the 50s with the idea that the washing machine would be in the kitchen. That's where ours was when we lived in North Highlands. It's because in the 50s, the idea of a washing machine was a fairly new thing. Not everybody had them. And so they didn't really know where to put them quite yet. And it wasn't really regular to like put them in the garage or downstairs like people do now. And so they went in the kitchen. And so where you're standing may have been the original intended space for the washing machine.
Maybe so.
They didn't even have dryers. In the early 50s, you just had a clothesline.
The hell you say? All right then.
So something to keep in mind with the noises that you're hearing, you may actually be hearing the residual noise,
Tight space.
of a washing machine thumping around in the past. A distant washing machine in the past.
Yeah.
Oh, and they did, the early ones.
They were very made out of solid steel.
It seems like I hear a lot of back and forth, a lot of walking
Okay.
back and forth, a lot of walking back and forth in this space. Constant movement,
Stuff in the hallway.
constant movement. It's almost like somebody's pacing. There's still that anxiety that I'm feeling, like this pacing and this anxiety. Well, this looks like a fun space.
Yeah.
I'd be mindful of
Oh.
personal belongings on the wall, yeah?
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Hard to avoid in this one.
Yeah, just try to stand somewhere where there's not too much identifying.
I gotcha. Walking zoom.
This is, there's anxiety. She's back. I tried. She's like, I really tried. I just couldn't.
Is it that same gal?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I tried so hard. She's so smart. So smart. I really like her energy and her ability to come up with ideas and things and fun, and just so much fun and so much fire and passion for life, and the ability to just tackle things. She goes, except for when I had to look within, I struggled a little. I struggled with that. That's where I struggled. What an amazing soul. I'm not leaving. I'm not leaving. Okay, just tell me what you want to tell me. Just, what are you trying to tell me? That hurt. I feel I'm restricted, and through here, very restricted. Yeah. Hard to breathe, hard to breathe. She just took me out in the middle of a field, a very large field. She just took me out in the middle of this really large green field. And she just really happy and smiling, and she's just like, it's a big giant green field of some sort. She's just beaming ear to ear, and she's just really, really happy. Interesting. That's an interesting energy. The older man says that he was ready to bring her home. I almost feel dizzy in here. A lot of energetic movement in here. It's like it's swirling and swirling. I wouldn't mind taking some good readings of this area, because it feels like there's almost like a portal-y energy or movement energy, but it's coming from human source. It's but it's a really interesting portal-y type of connective, spiritually connective energy.
Talking PK?
Well, I mean, I don't know. It's different. It's hard to quantify. The back pain. There's something with the back pain. And definitely something with back pain. And a little bit of maybe a little apnea or a little something like a startling awake. There's a startle. I do feel a startle effect while sleeping, being startled. And definitely with the auditory phenomena. Almost like you wake up and you hear somebody right in your ear, but they're not there. You know, that kind of sensation. Like, did I hear that? And then, you know, but then, oh, it's nothing.
It's just the cat.
Yeah, it's like, but no, I didn't did I really hear that? And like, you know, there's that kind of dichotomy going on energetically. Colder on this side for some reason. It just feels colder to me.
That's weird.
Which it is weird, because the side you're identifying has the sun on it right now. You'd think it'd be warmer.
It just feels colder. It's almost like somebody comes in, like a deceased person, and sits down and like affects the energy of that space. It's really weird. Huh. Well, okay then. Who am I to... Well, we have meters to measure this.
We do.
I mean, I get to go feel it, but you have to measure it, right?
Sure.
All right, next. The dreams in here have to be weird.
This is different feel altogether.
Oh. My ears are ringing a lot in here.
Mine too.
It's kind of weird, like
Really loud.
like bong, like a reverberating ring in my ear, like a bell's, like I'm like the bell's over my head and it's ringing.
Different frequency.
This, I don't even know how to understand what I'm feeling. It's like this is this feels like a very unused space, but it also feels very occupied at the same time. Does that make sense? Like it's occupied but not occupied. And I get this feeling and sensation of like hiding, a lot of hiding of something, but this is like way back. There is a hiding sensation and a nervousness, a fear-based energy. but it seems like it might be residual. There was that one, the other male that I was feeling, he's probably in his 50s maybe. He's definitely got something going on here, like in the liver area, something around there. May have been a brunette in his younger days. And he'd rather be out by himself, like in the garage or out in the yard, or, you know, he'd rather just kind of be by himself, is the sensation that he's giving me. And then there's a female in her 60s who seems to be just kind of bustling around and kind of busybodying around, and she doesn't have a lot to say yet, but she just kind of checking. She's kind of a little bit nosy. She's nosy. What an interesting mix of energy throughout this space. I do feel like people would definitely see stuff walking by, like at the corner of your eye, like you look up and like, oh, what was that? What was that? Very interesting.
And this room feels totally different.
Yeah, the energy in here is vastly different than the other rooms, that's for sure. Very different. All right. There is a lot of different energy in your space, sir. But again, I don't feel anything overtly malicious or that's gonna cause you physical harm. But it seems busy, for lack of a better term. It seems busy. Like
most of what I felt has been in the hallway.
Oh, okay. So that me feeling that energy of something walking around in the hallway. Yeah, because it seems like you would see like shadows out of the corner of your eye. You would hear something walking or shuffling. Like, what is this? What is that? Like that does seem interesting.
Or a lot of times I'll be in the bedroom and it'll sound like the TV's on when it's not.
So hearing the
or like it's on like super low.
Because to me it sounded like there was background voices, like you hear something but you don't hear something.
Yeah.
So obviously some of the stuff that I felt when I walked through, you validate some of that as accurate. Okay. We can kind of parlay this into a combination of validation, and then we can get into the meters. But what things can you validate that I felt?
The older man and the younger woman. My wife and her uncle. Part of my wife is in the bedroom right here.
Oh.
Her remains.
Oh.
And her uncle has one of his ashtrays is in the ashtray and a picture of them together.
Oh. Well, I may want to go back in there and look at that picture of them to see if that's what I saw. That would be okay. But the energy, like how I described their energy, the personalities that felt, and
the cold energy you felt on the bed. That was my wife's side of the bed.
Wow.
So.
Wow. Well, it's safe to say that death is not the end, and she does visit.
That's
she also told me if she died before me, she'd haunt the hell out of me.
That's so awesome.
Well, she is, but she's doing so in a very loving way.
Yeah.
It's a very positive way, you know. It's all meant with love and with protection. Were there any other things that as I was going through the space, other little tidbits that it all kind of felt like it made sense to you? Yeah,
the back bedroom is not really, it's the guest bedroom. And,
okay.
Just within the last week or so, it's really been more just like the throw something into their kind of room. Even with her room, I felt so bad. And just kind of leaving her room a mess, because that was like her kind of like her makeup vanity space.
Okay.
So I've cleaned it up and I try not to remove too many things out of there to kind of keep the energy in. I was also like I was playing some of her favorite music earlier.
Oh.
Real loud, so I was trying to kind of gin up.
Yeah, get her energy. Well, you did a good job because her energy really stepped forward, and her personality. I mean, she's spunky and fiery, and yes, loud, and just an amazing soul.
And you said stubborn too.
Yes.
She's a Taurus.
Oh, so am I. So I guess
Same here.
Yeah.
She's a May Taurus, so she's a lot louder than.
Oh, yeah. I'm an April Taurus.
What day?
22nd.
Oh, okay. I'm the 27th.
Oh, wow.
Oh, right. We're almost birthday buddies.
Yeah.
You can always tell a Taurus, you just can't tell them much.
Quite true. Quite true. But no, her energy is just like loyal and fiery and will stand up for anybody and stand up for what she believes in. Sometimes it's right, sometimes it's wrong, but she just very focused, very driven soul. But also there was these feelings within her heart and soul that she battled, is what she's telling me. She battled some stuff internally. And that was part of her leaving the earthly plane, is how she's explaining it.
Yeah. Yeah, she had an addiction to opiates. And she got clean. She did get clean.
Good.
And but I think towards the end that maybe she was abusing what she was using to help her.
Mm.
So I think they kind of I don't think that's what caused it, but it
Didn't help any.
because she got sick because she ended up getting pneumonia. So what happened?
That inability.
That's the breathing thing, yeah.
And so she felt real sick and she didn't take care of herself.
Wasn't paying attention to the signs.
And she was also type 1 diabetic.
Oh.
No, type 1.
Well, neither are good, but the
Right.
fact that I felt that sensation in my abdomen and that deep issue with the breathing both make sense then, because obviously, your pancreas with diabetes, and then...
Yeah. So, in addition to being sick, she wasn't taking care of her diabetes, so she kind of just slacked off, and she actually was like very, very ill. Actually, I had to have an ambulance come and take her because she wasn't coherent.
Oh no.
I couldn't get her up or get her dressed. The paramedics had to take her out. So when she left here, she was very, very ill. So yeah, she was extremely difficult breathing.
Oh.
Yeah. Well, clearly she's fine now. I mean, her soul seems to be doing a lot of beautiful healing work and a lot of wanting to love on and protect you guys. Yeah, she wants to give you guys a lot of love and a lot of protection, and also to remind you that it's important to pay attention to when your body doesn't feel right or doesn't feel good.
Just like take care of yourself.
Really listen to your body. Don't put things off. Do pay attention. Kind of learn from her mistakes, because she seemed like a really smart woman. Like she had her crud together, but for some reason she was so stubborn that she was more concerned about how everyone else was doing and kind of ignored herself. Her soul has been able to transition. She's not stuck. She's not earthbound. She's not having any problems. She can definitely be a good guardian soul for you guys. And she can really be helpful. So anytime you want to talk to her, obviously you do have an energy space that you've kind of kept with her energy. Even if you didn't have all of that, she goes, I'd still be here. I'd still check in with you guys. I would still take time to spend time with you guys. Yeah, it's a big deal. It's a really big deal to enjoy stuff like holidays and stuff. She goes, you need to do it big. You need to do it up. You don't slack.
Yeah.
That's really important to her. So I wouldn't mind seeing that picture. We can do that off camera. I would like to see if that jives with what I felt. So we can go do that, and we can do that off camera.